Today, I will show you the process of building a simple web application using Servlets and JDBC, that is Java Database Connectivity. So, first you need to create the structure of the folders. Like here, I create in D drive Servlet demo 2. So, this is acting as a main folder. Now, inside this, you just right click and create a new folder, that is web-inf. And inside this, you need to create one more folder called classes, all in small case. Okay, now this is a predefined structure. So in the main folder, I create web-inf, web-inf, and that is capital letters. Then you click this. Inside that, you create a classes folder. Now in this classes folder, I need to save the .java programs. And when you compile this .java, you get the .class files. So all the .class files should be saved under the classes folder. Then in web-inf, you have classes folder. Along with this, we need to save web.xml file as an XML file. So you need to store here. Then all HTML, .jsp, and .war file, that is a compose file, need to be stored in the main folder. Now this is the hierarchy. Now here I will be showing how to connect to the database using this Servlet application. So I will be writing one HTML program where I will create 2 or 3 fields with text boxes. And once I submit my data, it need to connect to the database and insert the records as well as retrieve the records and display in a table format. So how do you do that? We will see. So first I will create one table. So just open the database, like run SQL command you can type. So it is a part of the Oracle database. So once again I'll type run SQL command. Now here you need to go for connect. You give the username and you need to give the password here. So the password which has been relevant for your database at the time of installation, whatever you are given, that need to be given for connecting. Now once it has been connected, I'll create one table here. Create table. Let's say student details. Then in this, I'll create roll number and I'll give a number of 4 digits. Then student name. So I'll write name with varchar of some 30 characters. Then class varchar of some 20 characters. Now I will be creating this table. So you got table created. Now if I select any rows, we'll get null. Student details. Now table or view. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here. I'll redo that. So new table. Now no rows selected. Okay. Now if I describe this one, student details, I can see one roll number, name and class. So roll number can be up to 4 digits. Varchar name can be up to 30 and class can be up to 20 characters. So this is empty right now. Okay, I'll just minimize this. And I'll start writing the HTML program. So here I'll take like HTML, then head, then go for body. Before body, I go for title. Then I'll write like student info. Then I'll close the title. Then close the head. Then open the body. Then go for form. I'll write action equal to http colon double slash localhost colon 9090 slash var file name. I'm giving something x22 slash. Now I need to, when I submit this one, I need to submit to the Servlet program. So I'll write like validate Servlet is the file name. Then method equal to post. Okay, so I need to use the do post method in my Servlet program, and the file name of the Servlet should be validate Servlet, and the var file name should be x22, and this is the port number for Tomcat. Then localhost is nothing but Tomcat server is in the web server is in my local system, so I'm representing my local system as localhost, and HTTP is the hypertext transfer protocol. Now here I'll write like, I'll put one h1 and I'll write like enter student details. Okay, I close this heading. Now, so I'll write like roll number. Then I'll write input type equal to text. The name of the text box I'm writing as R1. Can give any name. Then go for a break. Then name of the student. Again, one more text box equal to text. Then name equal to N1 I'm giving. Then go for break. Then class input type equal to text. Then name equal to, I'm giving C1. Then break. Then I want to create a submit button. Input type equal to submit. Then value equal to submit. Okay. Then I'll continue here only because I want beside only reset button. Reset and value equal to reset. Okay. Then I want to close the form. Then I want to close the body. Then I want to close the HTML. Now this one I need to save in the main folder. Save and go for D drive. Go for Servlet demo 2. Then go here, you need to save. So I'm giving this one as stud.html. Stud for student. Okay, student.html. Then save. Now I need to write a Servlet program where I need to capture R1, N1 and C1. Okay. So now you need to observe very carefully how I'm going to write the Servlet program. So just go for new. Then here I need to import java x.servlet. Then import java x.servlet.http for, because I'm writing http servlet application. Then import java.io for input output. Then import java.sql for database connectivity. Okay, so these 4 packages are mandatory. Now you write public class. Now you need to write the class name as validate servlet only, because we have given an HTML page. Okay, and it's extending one class called http servlet. Okay, now here I'm going for reference variables like connection con. The connection is an interface from JDBC SQL package. Then statement st is also an interface. Then result set is also an interface. Okay, now when you go for the lifecycle methods of servlet, we have public void init, and in this we pass servlet config as a parameter, and servlet config is one of the interface. Okay, throws servlet exception. Servlet exception. Okay, then in this I need to go for try block, and I'm calling super dot init of this reference. So super class is for HTTP servlet for us, and this is our servlet program. So in this already init method is implemented. That also whatever is implemented here, that same thing I want to access. Plus I want to write some extra initialization like class dot for name. I want to connect to Oracle database, right? I need to load the drivers. So here I need to write Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. Okay, then close. Then connection establishment, already connection con is created here. I'm using that con equal to driver manager, which is a class dot. I'm calling one static method called get connection. Driver manager is a class. Under that we have a get connection method, and here I need to write JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon. Now this thing is a sub protocol, and this is a thin driver what I'm using, type 4 driver. Then at the rate of localhost, because the database is in my system, and 1521 is a port number for Oracle. Then X stands for the Oracle engine. Okay, that is one string, and I need to write the username system and the password. What is the database name, right? I given this particular password, so I'm writing the same. Okay, now this is for loading of drivers and connection establishment, and this will be getting execute only for one time. So I put in init method. Then I'll just close this, go for catch exception e dot print stack trace. Okay, for any exception display, no, the error display, you can call this print stack trace method. If any exception is there, it is going to print the complete error message. Now then close the init method. Now coming to the next method, public void. I need to go for do post, right? We have written post here. If you can see, we have written method equal to post, so we need to obviously write do post method here. Okay, and the class name you can see validate servlet we have written here. That's why I've written here validate servlet. Okay, that should be the same. Now coming to this, there are two parameters what we need to pass. One is HTTP servlet request, then HTTP servlet response. Okay, these are the two parameters what we have for do post. Then it is throwing it has a possibility to throw exceptions like servlet exception if the servlet is not available or the servlet is not found. Then IO exception if any input output errors. Now in this again I go for try block. Now in this I need to create, before that I need to set the content type res.set content type. Okay, then here I need to write text by HTML, which is a MIME type. Okay, that means I'm expecting the text as an output, but it should be in HTML format. Okay, now after setting the content type, I need to go for print writer object because my output should be on the browser. Okay, there is a class called print writer. I'm creating the reference variable called pw for that, and by using response object I'm going for get writer method. Okay, now once it has been done, I need to access these three values first. These three values, roll number, name, and class. Now in order to identify this, I need to take the name of the text box R1, name of the text box for the name N1 and C1. So here, since all are acting as strings here. Okay, so that means text box, in text box whatever you enter, it is in the string format. But here the roll number in my database is integer. So what you need to do here is, I'll take integer variable n equal to, let's say rno for roll number equal to, I need to take a wrapper class in Java called integer and parse int. Here I'll write req dot get parameter of the first one. What is the r1, right? Here this name is most important, r1. So I'll pass r1 here. Okay, that means here whatever you're entering in the text box of r1 will be extracted here. Let's say I enter 101. That 101 is extracted here, but that 101 should be converted into integer. Then only I can insert. So how to convert a string to integer is by using integer wrapper class, which is available in language package, and by using that class you call the starting method called parseInt. Then whatever you are entering here will be converted into integer and storing in an integer variable called rno, that is roll number. Then both are strings. I'll take string variable for name. I'm taking n. Then you can directly write now req dot get parameter of n1. Okay, that is the second text box name. Then similarly, I can go for C for a class req dot get parameter of c1. Okay, so these three values are extracted. Now, once after the three values are extracted, what you need to do? So here till connection establishment we are done. But now I want to work with SQL queries. So I need to create statement reference st equal to create statement, because I need to work with SQL queries. The third step is mandatory in JDBC. Now by using this st, I need to call execute update. Okay, and I need to work with insert query. Now here you need to understand very carefully how to work with. I need to write insert into the table name is student details, right? In the database, student details, then values inside this. Now every number, okay, for number we can write directly like number is stored in rno, right? So I can close this. Whatever string is opened here should be closed first. So I'll close that. Since rno is the roll number variable, I need to go for concatenation and write rno, again concatenate, and again open the second string. Okay, and see, one column is over here. Second column is nothing but name I want to put. So you need to give a comma, and name is a string, right? You need to start a single quote, but your name is storing in n variable. So what you need to do? You need to terminate the second string now. Close this, then concatenate with n. Again, concatenate with third string. So whatever you opened here should be closed. So you close that. Then third column is there. You just put a comma. You just put a comma. Then one more string is opened. But since I need to put this C, right? That's a variable. Again, you need to close double quotes. Then concatenate with C. Then again concatenate. Now here you need to close this double quotes what you opened. Then open a third string. So here it is 1, then 2, then 3. This is the fourth string. Then close a single quote. Then you need to close the inner bracket, this one. So close that. Then before closing this outer bracket, you need to terminate this fourth string also. Close that. This one. Okay. So if you want, you can just correlate, right? st dot execute update of insert into student details of values of, let's say 101, then XYZ, then something like BCA. Actually, we are supposed to write like this. Okay. But since everything is stored in a variable, I can't write directly. Okay. So the single quotes is opened here. The single quote is closed here. The comma has been put here. Again single quote here. Again closing of single quote here. Closing of the bracket. So like this you need to correlate. Okay. For this number I didn't put any single quotes. I have written directly. Okay. Okay. Now once you have inserted, right? After insertion, you need to retrieve the value and put in nice table format. Okay. So if you want like PW or you want to print like record insert successful, you can put record inserted successfully. Okay. Then immediately I want to print my data. So what you can do is I go for results at rs equal to, I will write st dot execute query. Now here I need to write select star from student details. Okay. Now, but I want to put in nice table format. So what you're going to do here is you need to open a table. So before going into the loop, pw.println of here I need to write HTML tag, HTML. Then I'll directly go for the body tag. Then I'll go for table. Then border equal to some 3. Then border color equal to some 3. Single quote you need to put, not put double quotes. Okay, double quote leads to error here. Now, after this, I will put a caption for the table like student details. Okay, then close the caption. Then after closing the caption, you need to start with a table row. First row for heading, right? Table row, then table head. So here I'm taking the first one as roll number. I'll write roll number. Then close the table head. One more table head for student name. So I'll write student name. Then close that. Then one more column for class. So I'll write class. Then close that one. And close the row. So only till closing of the row you need to do. Okay, and close the method. Now, after this, you need to go for a while loop because there might be so many number of records what you need to take out. Because here, how many records are available in such student details will be storing in a temporary memory called result set. From that, I need to just take out one by one record. So in order to, and by default, whenever you see this result set, by default, the result set pointer is above the first record. So about 10 records are there to print. But by default, the result set pointer is above the first record. I need to move that pointer to the next record. So I need to apply rs dot next method. Then here I need to print the values. So what I'll do is I will just again go for pw.println. I'll start with the row again, table rows. Next, after heading, then table data I'm going to apply. So here I need to use rs dot get int because roll number is integer, no? First column of first column. One is representing first column. Concatenate with, close the table data again. One more table data you're opening. Then again concatenate rs dot get string. That is for the name. Get string of 2 second column. So you need to correlate with the table columns. Okay. Then again concatenate, close the table data. Again one more table data you open. And here I need to go for rs dot get string of third column. Third column. Okay. Then close the table data and close the row. Don't close the table. Okay. Table row only you need to close. Fine. This is will be the while loop. Then after this, you need to close the table outside. Don't keep in the loop. Okay. Then close the table. Then close the body. Then close the HTML. Okay. So like this you need to do. Now then you close the try block. Then go for the catch. Then go for print stack trace. Print stack trace to give the complete error information. Okay. Now finally I need to go for public void destroy method for closing the connections. Then here also I'll go for try block. Now here I need to close RS, that is the result set I need to close. Statement in the reverse order you need to close. Which one is the latest open, that should be closed. Then con dot close. Then go for catch block. Then go for print stack trace again. Then catch block is closed, the method is closed, and class is closed. Now we'll save this one by this name. Okay, save file, save as, and you need to give validate servlet.java. Okay, that I need to put in webinf classes folder. Okay, so you need to save, go for main folder webinf classes, you save that. Now I want to just compile the program and check. Okay, so cmd command prompt, go for your specific location. So I put in D drive, then servlet demo 2, then cd webinf, then cd classes, and now here we compile java c validate servlet, right? Validate servlet.java. So there is no error as of now. Okay, so if you can see this folder also in webinf, you have compiled fine. Now we need to write one XML file, so just go for another notepad. Here you need to write web-app, then servlet, then servlet -name, that is validate servlet, then close servlet -name, then servlet -class. The same name you can give because the dot class file is also be the same. Servlet -class. Then close the servlet tag. Then open servlet mapping. Then again put the same servlet -name. Here you write the same name. Then servlet -name. Then URL pattern. Here put a forward slash because we'll call in the same fashion onto the your address bar. Then close servlet -mapping. Then close web-app. So very carefully you need to write this one. If any mistake in this one, you're not going to execute the program. So cross verify web-app servlet, servlet-name, validate servlet, servlet-name, servlet-class, class servlet, servlet-mapping. Okay. As of now, there is no mistake. Just save. And the name should be only web.xml. Okay, nothing else. And that too you need to put in web-inf folder. So servlet demo, web-inf, you need to save. Okay. Okay, now if you can see the structure here, you have a servlet demo 2 main folder, then web-inf, then inside the classes, inside this validate servlet is compiled. Then we have web.xml in web-inf, then stud.html in the main folder. Okay. Now I need to compile. So I open the command prompt. Then send D drive, right? So D colon you can keep. Then change directory to Servlet demo 2. Then cd web. Then classes. So it's already compiled. So Java C validate servlet.java. So it's already compiled. Then go back. Then here you need to create a var file now in the root folder, like jar cvf x22.var, then stud.html, that is I need to compress, and webinf. If I give webinf folder, everything get compressed. Okay, so this should be the var file name because we are given an HTML program. If you want to see, you can see here x22. The same thing you need to project. Okay, then stud.html is already available here. This also you need to compress, and the whole webinf should be compressed. So now just press enter. You'll get a var file, the root folder, this one. Now this one I need to deploy into the Tomcat server. So you can type here configure Tomcat. You need to have this particular software prior. Okay. Now as of now it is stopped. I click start. So you are starting the Tomcat server. Then you can see the status is started. Now you open the browser. Now in this localhost 9090, if you can type, you get this home page. Go for manager app. Then it is asking for credentials. So whatever you are given at the time of installation, user ID and password you need to enter. Then it will open the web application manager. Then here you just go down and select var file to upload. Choose file. Go for the Servlet demo 2. Then external var where you have created, you need to go for that. Open and deploy. Now I can see here x22 var has been created. Okay. Now I can open another notepad. Localhost 9090 slash x22 slash stud1 dot html. Now here I want to enter like 101, some xyz and bca class. Then submit. Once I submit, I need to enter into the database. I will open the database also and I'll show you. Initially, run SQL command line. Just connect this system and a password what you are given for database. Then I'll write select star from student details. Any record is there? No records, right? Now once I insert this one, once I submit, I need to see so that one record get inserted here and print as an output. So just click submit. Now you can see record inserted successfully, and this data is also been retrieved also. So I'll show here. Earlier it was no records. Now can you see 101 XYZ and BCA. So the same thing I have retrieved. So I have connected to database, I have inserted as well as retrieved also. So I'll show you one more record. Just go back and make it to 102. I'll make it as RAM and I'll put as MSC. Then click. Now can you see the second record 102 and RAM and MSC? So if you can just go for this. Again you select. So you can see two records are there. 101, 102. So like this, you can connect to the database. insert, update, delete, select. So all operations can be done through the user interface. Could be HTML or it could be JSP, Java Server Pages. You can call the servlet program, in which the servlet program has the code for connecting to the database. So once you connect to the database, you can do all SQL operations. So I hope I have given some input on how to build a simple web application using Servlets and JDBC. So if you like this video, do comment, subscribe, and share it to your friends. Thank you.